Problem 4, we're trying to express the distance between some point P on the curve of y equals 1 over x and the point at the origin. So we know the distance formula. We know how to graph y equals 1 over x. And I just put a random point somewhere on the curve. It could have been down here. It could have been the third quadrant as well. But nevertheless, the difference in the x coordinates would be x minus 0. And then the difference in the y coordinates would be 1 over x minus 0. By the way, it should be noted that instead of writing my coordinates of point P as x, y, since y is equal to 1 over x, in this problem, I'm going to go ahead and substitute 1 over x for my y. Anyway, when I get rid of the parentheses here, subtracting 0 doesn't change anything. We get x squared plus 1 over x squared. And if we get a common denominator, we get x squared over 1 plus 1 over x squared. When I get a common denominator, I want to multiply top and bottom of this fraction by x squared. So we end up getting x to the 4th over x squared minus 1 over x squared. That's all under the radical still. And then we get, did I say minus 1? I meant plus 1. And then we combine the numerators, x to the 4th plus 1 all over x squared. And the square root of that, then we can split it up. We can split up the numerator and denominator as the square root of x to the 4th plus 1 over the square root of x squared, which is just x. Square root of x squared is x. And so there we have our expression for the distance between any point on the curve and the origin. So the distance as a function of x is equal to the square root of x to the 4th plus 1 all over x. Now, as I look at this, I think, okay, wait a second here. Distance has to be a positive number. What if x is over here in the third quadrant, and then that would mean that x would be a negative number, and distance can't be negative. And so in order to make sure that my distance comes out negative, I'm going to put absolute value bars around the x. So now, regardless of whether I'm in the first or third quadrant, my distance between any point and the origin will be a positive number. So that's the answer for part A.